Good morning, everybody. I promise we're not going to always be in the kitchen, but we're back in the kitchen today. I went through my pantry in the closet across the way, and I emptied out all of our canned goods. And some of them will go back in, but we're going to look at all of them. And this is the one I happened to pick up. I think I picked it up first because there's a dent in the can. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through, and if they're expired, we're going to get rid of them. If they're not expired, we're still going to give it a little bit of thought, because if it's something that we're probably not going to use, let's not just put it back in the pantry until it expires. If you're probably not going to use it, then consider, giving it to a food pantry. Or I know that at Kroger, lots of times they have like a bin where you can put food if you want to donate it. And I hate wasting food, and so I'm going to tell you, kind of throwing out this stuff is kind of hard, because we all, when something's in a can, you think it can basically last forever. I mean, but at the same time, I also know of cases where people got botulism because they ate food that was in a dented can. So let's, if it's expired, you probably have decided, whether you know it or not, that you don't want to eat it. Otherwise, you probably would have already eaten it. You may have forgotten about it, but if it's expired, if you really want it, go get some food that's not expired. Don't be eating expired food. So we're going to start right here. This is Eagle brand condensed milk. It says fat free. I probably at the time thought that meant it was healthy. I don't know why I even bought this, because normally I don't buy stuff like this. And here's the date. It was expired in 2012. I have had this in my pantry this was before I even moved. So I moved this from my other house. I've had this for 12 or 13 years. I think it's pretty safe. I'm not going to eat it. I didn't think. See, some of the times you think but you're wrong. This is some enchilada sauce. And I actually do use this a lot. I make a soup that uses this. I bought this one, and the reason I didn't use this one is because I bought it without reading the label. I have all these food allergies. And when I got it and I read the label, it has stuff I'm allergic to in it. And so I just decided that I would not eat it. And so it's been in my pantry. I intended to donate it, but it's expired. And so here's the thing. I mean, I guess you could still take them to the food pantries, but we don't want to be giving out expired food. We don't want to give food that's not good to other people. We don't want them to get sick either. And I imagine that probably most of the pantries do that. That if it's, I don't know that, I've never worked at a food pantry, but I imagine that if the food is expired, they probably just go ahead and discard it rather than risk having their people get sick. So this is some pumpkin. Oh, I thought this was still good. This was 2023. So goodbye to the pumpkin. These are some peas. June 2024. So corn is, where is it? Oh, here it is. Oh, this one's still good. Now, here's something to tell you. So this one expires in 2027. I'm not exactly sure when I bought this, but I imagine I bought it last year. So if these things are good like 3 years when you buy them, that means that condensed milk, I probably have had that for 15 years, 15 or 16 years. Man, it's just got to go. All right, so we got one we're going to save. More peas, December 2024. Green beans, December 2020. All right, another corn, 2027. I get to keep 2 of them. I feel like I'm playing lottery here. 2023 on canned green beans. Sliced peaches with no sugar. 2020, pre-pandemic. Gotta go. More green beans. 2023. So you can see I seem to have this thing about buying green beans that I'm not going to eat, and green peas. And all right, so now I feel like I made myself look bad. So I'm gonna say something to try to make myself look better. I don't eat canned food very often. I mean, I use it sometimes for recipes, but most of the time I eat fresh. So I'm gonna use that as my excuse as to why I didn't eat all these canned green beans. I have another canned green beans, pre-pandemic green beans. Artichoke hearts. 2023. You know, artichokes, I don't eat artichokes a lot, and they're expensive. And sometimes I'll make, probably I bought this for a party to make like an artichoke dip, and I ended up not needing it all because I don't really buy artichokes very much. Although I like them. There's a great artichoke thing or not. Cream of mushroom condensed soup. 2022. That doesn't really surprise me because, you know, I think I mentioned I've had cancer a couple of times. And so I have to be really careful with food. And I have a lot of food allergies, which my food allergies actually got much worse after cancer treatments. My doctors tell me that that's unusual. Usually they get better, which is kind of weird, but I don't know why I'm not going to go into that right now. But because of that, like if it's soup, most of the time I make it from scratch. So it doesn't surprise me that I didn't eat this. I make mushroom soup from scratch. And you know, it's not that hard to do. You might want to do that too. Condensed tomato soup. 2026. All right, this one's still good. And I do use this from time to time when I'm making chili, so I'm going to keep it. And more green beans that I didn't eat, 2020. So out of all the cans, there's only 3 that I'm going to keep. The rest of them I'm going to get rid of. Now, what you want to do with those, that's up to you. I am probably, you know, what I don't want is don't just hold on to it because you can't make up your mind or you don't want to do it. You've just decided to get rid of it. So you can either just dump them straight in the trash. If you have recycling and you want to recycle, I totally get that. Open the cans, dump the food into the trash, and then separately rinse out the cans and put them in recycling. And you're going to be glad that you did. And that wraps up day 7 of 50 days of trash. You know, it's one of those things. It's you can't walk in and look at my place and say, "Oh, he got rid of all his trash yet." But there are some signs. If you open the kitchen cabinet where I went through all of the dry things the other day, it's practically empty. I mean, it looks great. If you look at my refrigerator, the discarded 50-day episode where I forgot to put on my microphone, it looks great. In fact, it was so empty, I took out some of the shelves and washed them down. And I got to tell you, it feels great. It feels great. So let's get rid of all this trash, guys. We're drowning in it, and we don't need it. And I know it's hard, but when we get rid of it, let's try not to get it back again. And that's it. And so tomorrow, day 8, I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we're going to throw something away tomorrow. So have a great day, everybody, and take care. Bye.